Hello YouTube world, this is Miss Patty from 4YourCNA, and today I want to take you on a brief tour of our online program so that you can see all of the different types of lessons that's contained within the program and how this program can be used to help you pass the CNA state exam the first time. So let's get started. To access the course on our website, just go to any browser and type in courses.4YourCNA.com, and that'll take you to our sales page. This page just kind of gives you some information about the course, who it's for, and what's in it, but we want to look at the course itself. So let's click right here in the middle where it says Online CNA Test Prep Course, and this is going to bring you to the lesson listing area. So if you scroll down, you can see that I'm the one that wrote this program. And you can see that we have several lessons that are marked free. That means that you can access this information without having to sign in or enroll. There's 12 lessons there that are unlocked for you to be able to try it out. If you decide you want to enroll, you can simply click on this blue enroll button, and that will allow you to enroll. You can enroll at any time. It's open enrollment and it's self-paced. You'll have 6 months of access to this program once you enroll, so you can go back and review the lessons as many times as you want to. So let me go ahead and sign in, and that way we can take a tour of the entire program, and I'll kind of give you a little behind the scenes sneak peek. So we're going to click on the sign in button. And I'm going to put my username and password in there and then click login. And this is going to unlock everything for me. Now that's going to bring me to my dashboard. And this dashboard is going to have the course itself. It's got some links up here. So once you get started in the program, you can click on my courses. You can view your grades. You can view your groups. And that'll be important for instructors. But these are just kind of some links that'll help you navigate on your side, things that are relative to you. But if we want to look at the course itself, we're going to click right here where it says, click here to enter course. And that's going to take us right back to that page we were just on. But now that we've signed in, if you scroll down, you'll see that every single lesson is now unlocked. There's nothing marked free because you have access to everything inside the course now. There's 3 different types of lessons in this online program, and I kind of want to explain to you how they're all set up because they're a little bit different. You're going to have theory lessons, you're going to have introduction lessons, and then you'll have skills lessons. They're all set up a little bit different, and they all do something very specific. So let's take a look here at one of the theory lessons. Let's just go with the opening. And this is a free lesson. You can go back and look at this anytime you want to. But at the top of a theory lesson, the first thing you're going to see right up here at the top is the skills book. This is the book that goes with the program. So you can follow along in your skills book. It'll show you exactly what page that this lesson corresponds to. If you scroll down a little bit, you're going to have a video here or a slide-based presentation, one or the other. If you click the start button on the video, it'll start playing for you. Now below that, it's going to ask you, did you get it? And this is a summary of the content that was in that video that you just watched. Below that is usually some sort of an activity. So for this one, it's going to ask you to put the opening into the right sequence. So you'll learn in this program that every skill is going to start with a care plan. You'll knock on the door. You're going to identify the patient by name. You're going to say your name. And you just drag and drop these and put them in the order that you think they should be. And when you're done, it'll kind of keep track of how many moves you've made and how much time you've spent. But when you think you're done, this isn't right, but I'm going to show you something. When you think you're done and you've got it right, you can hit the check button. Now, this is going to give us an error. So we're going to hit check, and it says, oh, no, you only got 5 of them right. So the ones with the red X's says that those are in the wrong order. So let's hit retry and see if we can do a little bit better this time. And you can do this as many times as you want to. So we're going to put this in the right order here. There we go. And now we got 8 out of 8 points. So down at the bottom here, you've got a Mark Complete button, and that'll keep track of where you are in the program so you're always able to start right where you left off. If you click on the next lesson down here, it'll take you directly to the next lesson, and this one is set up very, very similar to what we just saw. But let's go back to the lesson listing so I can show you the intro. So let's go down here. And let's go Intro to Respirations. This is an introduction lesson. Now, this is going to be set up just a little bit different. If you look at the intro, and they all start out with intro here, you'll see two buttons at the top. The first is the skills page. This is the page out of that book that we talked about earlier. You can see that it's page 37. So it shows you how to correlate the book with the lesson. And then this one shows you the puzzle pieces. So this whole program is based on principles. You're going to learn 11 specific principles, and then we're going to use those to create skills, kind of like a puzzle. So this shows you the 4 principles that are involved in this particular skill. Below that, you'll have a video. Now, these videos are kind of new. We just put these in there. These are my classroom lectures. So if you play this video, it's going to show you, if you were sitting in my classroom right in front of me, this is exactly what I tell my students before I show them a skill. So this is all the background information that you need, all of the theory related to that skill. And this is going to help you learn the skill more effectively, but it will also help you on the written part of the exam. So this is a super important video to watch. It actually allows you to kind of sit in on my classroom while you're learning the skill. Below that is an introduction video. These are usually PowerPoint-based videos that kind of go over those important points that you need to know. And then down here, we're going to summarize it for you. All of that must-have information to be able to learn the skills effectively. Down here, we have those puzzle pieces. Now, if you remember, we saw those earlier in a chain. This section is going to show you all of the steps within each principle. So if you click on it, it'll show you the opening, requires that you knock, identify the patient, introduce yourself, describe the skill, obtain permission, close the curtain, wash your hands, and gather supplies. So you can expand each one of these principles to learn the different steps involved as you're learning. Below that, if you scroll down a little bit more, this is just a little 5-question quiz to make sure that you got the information before you move on. So this is a very, very comprehensive review before you learn the skill. Now, once you've learned the principles behind the skill, you're going to click on the next lesson. You're going to mark it complete, click on the next lesson, and this is going to show you how to do the skill. So the theory teaches you all the background information. The intro teaches you the why behind the skill, and the skill is going to teach you the how. And when you put all of that together, it creates a comprehensive program that you don't have to be in a classroom to be able to benefit from. So on this page, again at the top, you'll have a follow along in your skills book. Right here, it tells you page 37 is where we need to be. And you actually got to see that on the last lesson. It had the screenshot of that page. And again, we have 2 buttons above a video. So these 2 buttons are different though. This one is the care plan. So if you click on that, this is the care plan that you would get on the state exam. So if you get assigned to measure a patient's respirations on the state exam, this is the exact care plan that you would receive to perform that task. So this gets you familiar with the testing care plans. The second button over here, this is the checklist. This is what the evaluators will have as you're doing the skill, and they're going to check off each one of these checkpoints. This is the actual grading checklist that's going to be used to grade you when you perform the skills. And then if we scroll down a little bit more, you'll see the video. Now this video is me showing you exactly how to perform this skill according to testing standards. So if you do everything that I do on this video, if you say everything I say on the video, then you'll pass the state exam because this conforms to that testing checklist. Now below it, again, we're going to summarize it for you, all of the important points. We're going to make sure, did you get it? And then down below, this is what sets this program apart. So this is going to ask you, okay, now you've learned all the principles behind it with the introduction. You saw me perform the skill with the skills video. So let's put you in the driver's seat. And it's going to ask you to do something based on what you just saw. So just below that video, you're going to have a supply gathering activity. So this is going to give you all of these supplies and say, okay, which supplies are necessary when you're going to measure and record respirations? So you would want to click on the supplies that you would need. So for this skill, we need a documentation form, we need a pen, and it's telling us that I need one more supply. I've only collected 2 out of 3 of my supplies, so I need one more. Oh, well, we'll use a clock for this because we have to measure the time. If you get them all right, you get a gold star. And you can keep checking until you get all the supplies needed for that particular skill. Below that is a quick 5-question, did you get it quiz. So it kind of makes sure that you got all of the important points before you move on to the next activity, because this is going to ask you to perform the skill virtually. It gives you all of the steps that you are going to need to perform that skill, and it wants you to put them in the right order. So this is very similar to what we saw a few moments with the opening. So every skill starts with the care plan. We know that. And then we're going to do the opening. Then we're going to wash our hands. We're going to pick a starting point and say start. We're going to count for 1 full minute. We'll pick a stopping point and say stop. We're going to do our closing, wash our hands, and document. And let's see if I got this completely right. I did. So it allows you to put all of the steps in the right order. That gets you familiar with the steps, but it also helps you with sequencing. So when you go to physically get up and practice this on a family member at home, you already understand what it is that you're supposed to be doing and the order those steps need to be done. If you scroll down a little bit more, there's some frequently asked questions down here. And these are questions I get asked from students all over. And I've put these in an accordion form for you. So as you're reading through this, you can kind of figure out, okay, wait a minute, do I know the answer to that? Can I answer this question? If the answer is no, then you need to click on the question to expand it, and the answer will be there. And this is a really good review for you to be able to see, did you really truly understand all the important information from that particular skill? If you can answer all of these questions, you'll do fine on the state exam. And again, you can mark that complete and then move on to the next lesson. So there's a lot of content here. Now I'm going to show you something else. Let's go back to the course listing here. If you scroll down, you'll see that each section has 2 quizzes at the bottom. The first quiz is going to test you on all of the content that's in that particular section. So it's going to go over the intros, the skills, the theory, everything kind of wrapped up in one quiz will cover all of that. But if you look below that, there's a second quiz there as well. And I want to talk about that really quickly. So for section 2, the second quiz is Hartman Chapter 1 and 2 quiz. This is not required for the course, but it is very helpful. I'm going to go over pretty much everything that you need to pass the skills part of the exam, but we don't cover all of the theory. For that, you need a textbook. Like any other program, anywhere, there's always a textbook that accompanies the instructor's lectures, and that's what this is. So this is the textbook that we recommend. Hartman's Nursing Assistant Care, The Basics. And here's the book. So what I did is I went through this book and created questions out of the reading. So it allows you to test yourself. Did you learn all of the content that you needed to learn? And these are questions that might show up on the written part of the exam. And they're going to be more scenario-based questions. I may say something like, you are caring for a patient who has had a stroke with right-sided paralysis. When you leave the room, what is an essential action that must be taken? And the right answer would be to make sure that the call light is on the left side of the patient within reach, because if they have right-sided paralysis, putting the call light on the right side isn't going to help them. They can't move that side. So these are scenario-based questions. If you scroll down here, you'll notice that all of the sections have Hartman quizzes built right in. So it allows you to do the homework reading and then test your knowledge to make sure that you got all the information that you need. So all of this goes together. We have the CNA Skills Study Guide that goes with this course. You have Hartman's Nursing Assistant Guide, the basic, that gives you the theory or all of the background content. You have all of these lessons that further expand on that background content and give you some really good actions to take. And then you have skills instruction built right in. We also offer a practice kit that has everything you need to practice these skills at home, because chances are you probably don't have a gait belt lying around and you probably don't have a triangular graduate container at your disposal. So in order to practice using the supplies that you'll be using during the test, we do have a practice kit available to you, and you can find all of these items here on the same website under the Shop tab. Right there. So we have the CNA Skills Study Guide, the practice kit, a DVD if you want to watch the videos, if you don't have good internet, and then we have flashcards as well that kind of sum up all of those principles. So all of this works together to create a very cohesive program that'll help you pass the CNA state exam the first time. So now that you've had a tour of the online CNA test prep program, I want to tell you about a really exciting new feature that we're going to be showcasing starting in April. Thursdays at 3. So Thursdays at 3, pending my schedule, I am going to have a live question and answer session on YouTube. And we're going to take questions from all over. And if no one has any questions, I'll give a little mini lesson on some things that you might expect during the state exam. So we'll go over testing tips, testing strategies. We'll go over some of the frequently failed components of the test. And I'll answer all of the questions that you have. So this is going to be every Thursday at 3. It'll be on our YouTube channel. So I'm going to live stream to YouTube, but it will also be broadcast to our 4YourCNA website as well. So right on the front page, you'll see a live stream of the question and answer session. So it's going to be every Thursday at 3. And I hope you'll be able to join us. If not, make sure that you tune in to watch the replay. It'll be on our YouTube, available for anybody to watch at any time. And you might get some very valuable information out of it. So I hope that this helped you understand a little bit more about how the course is structured and how it can help you get ready for the state exam and pass the test the first time. Until next time, happy studying!